Hey, Crunchie's back end here. It's got the original boot on it and down to bare metal, and pulled out that little dent there, little filler there. And now I'm going to strip the rest of this rear end here. And then we'll put it in some epoxy primer. And that will pretty much wrap up, except that little bit on the front. And we got her all done for general metalwork. Here's a little machine I'm using, a little Eastwood machine. It's really good for stripping. Anyways, I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. So we got the boot, as you've seen earlier, stripped down to metal, the back, and we're just cleaning it up, and we're gonna put some epoxy primer on it. And then the back end of Crunch is ready for final bodywork, and just a little bit of the nose again still. Here's the tail end of Crunch, all primed up, and we got the jockey in. We're gonna let him down now from the frame pulling machine. So as you see, we started dropping the nose down onto the ramps. Here's the front end. All the metal work is complete. We'll show you a video of that outside, but yeah, just gonna back them on down, take these out, and once again we'll be on all fours after a few months. Woohoo! Hey, so here's our little 1974 GTV project. Crunchie, we used to call him. Now we're gonna probably call him Patches, because he's in all sorts of different color right now. So you can see at the back some of the primer, because we did some work in this back corner. That panel was replaced. Down this side we didn't do anything at all, except up here at the pillar where it was some rust was put in here, or developed in there. So we hadn't touched this side yet because it was all in good shape, and we thought we'd leave that for the finishing body work. As you can see, our new front fender, it was a new old stock fender. We've stripped the Donair hood and put some primer on it. Here's the whole new front end we've got on Crunch. And if you remember, from the front end was all pushed in on this side. And that's what we named him Crunchie. And this is also a full new fender. New old stock. And under the hood here, a new rad support we put in. And if you remember some of the early videos of Crunchie, and there is all the repair done. So some epoxy primer here on the scupper panel, yet to be put in. And we did a little repair in here. And that's all. Ended up stripping that whole door. There, I think there was one little crease that we didn't like, so we primed that. This back corner we did a bit up here as well, and yeah, this whole side got primed. I can't remember, there was a little dent I think somewhere along in here that we took out. There was a little bit of work on the back, and the trunk had a dent somewhere in this area, and a little bit of rust was developing around here, so we cleaned up all that. So now Crunch is just ready for some final body blocking, high build primer, some blocking, and it'll be close to ready for some paint. We had one little spot right up here, and Bart's going to come out with his little spotter and just fix that up right now. And the body on this little GTV is rust and dent free as far as we can tell. So that's the journey. Stay tuned. There'll be a little collage of pictures of our work on the last 4 months or so on this little GTV. Cheers.